Actually, the details of this are quite interesting. Um, in Dara, the center of the trouble was the Al-Omari Mosque. The Al-Omari Mosque is the center of one of the most extreme Salafi Islamist organizations in the world, the Hizb ut-Tahrir. The chief preacher at the Hizb ut-Tahrir, at the Al-Omari Mosque, is a blind preacher called Sheikh Ahmed Siyasna, who has a huge following. Ahmed Siyasna's one single thing has been to destroy this infidel regime, to turn Syria into an Islamist country, from where it is only a first step to the liberation of Al-Quds, which is Jerusalem, and the freeing of the Al-Aqsa Mosque, access for all the Muslims of the world. He said this with great precision in a speech in July, to the world meeting of the Hizb ut-Tahrir, which was held in Beirut, July 2011. Now, this was the center of what happened in thing. Most of the people who were arrested there were Jordanians, because Jordan has a strong Muslim Brotherhood thing. Within 1 week, the trouble has spread to a place called Tel al-Khalaf, which is on the Lebanese border, and to Latakia, and to Deir ez-Zor. All these are on the borders, the exact opposite of the Arab Spring. Secondly, Jordanians were arrested in Latakia. How did the Jordanians get from Dara to Latakia in one week? All the signs, if you see them, are of a conspiracy, where a strong Islamist move was made, using the cover of a weak democratic movement. Now, it's not I who's saying this. The leader of the strongest opponent of Assad and the oldest leader of the democracy movement in Syria is a man called Haitham Manna. Haitham Manna had to leave Syria, and he now resides in Paris. Haitham Manna has written 2 articles in The Guardian in London, one on the 22nd of June 2012, and one on the 18th of December. And these make it very, very clear that this military element that came in destroyed the democracy movement completely. And he begged the West, don't militarize this. Please don't militarize this, because you are destroying our movement. But I only quote him. This fact that I'm telling you was in the report of the Arab League mission, headed, which Syria accepted in June 2011. The head was General Dabi from Sudan, and the report said that the killing is being done not just by Assad's forces, but that there is systematic instigation of killing by foreign elements, violent elements who have infiltrated into Syria. The third source for this, if you want to see it, is in fact in the writing of some media people from the West who have been who are both extremely well known and also have been extraordinarily courageous. One is a lady called Hala Jabr. Hala Jabr is a British national. Her father was Lebanese, was Lebanese, and her mother is British. She is the diplomatic correspondent of the Sunday Times. Hala Jabr wrote in June, after visiting Damascus, Syria for the first time, and because she's half Arab and speaks Arabic fluently, she went all over the country. She described precisely how, in a place called Marat al-Numan, a peaceful demonstration against all these issues of price rise, diesel prices, and so on, which had been planned and okayed by the police, and the police had withdrawn from the center of the city, was infiltrated by people whom the leaders of the demonstration couldn't recognize, who were bearded and they had arms. And when they came next to the center of town, to the police station at the center of town, the main police station, they turned and started firing on the police. who were stationed there, although the majority had been removed. And then the demonstration completely broke up and they ran away. And the chief of the demonstration described all this to her. And it is in the June 14th issue of the Sunday, the Sunday Times in London, 2011. So the evidence is absolutely, unambiguous, but none of it suited the purpose of the West. And the media in the West went along with their governments 100%.
So was it lack of knowledge or was it interest driven?
I'm sorry to say this, that the media in the West were almost entirely interest driven, but that was at the higher levels, the policy making levels. And among the journalists, it was made very clear that if you report things that go against the desired line on Syria, you will not get published. What is more, your whole career will be in danger.